Hello, Duke Center United Methodist Church family. Way back in March, which seems like forever ago, we knew that church was going to need to look different during the coronavirus pandemic. So, like many other churches, we closed our church building for safety, but we continued to be the church outside its four walls and online. Then we added in an option for parking lot church using a radio transmitter. And this has been a great option that allows us to meet as a church family, to worship with music, to be able to hear the gospel, and to stay safe. But many people have begun asking what's next for the church. So we got together a group of 8 people, church leaders and members, to be able to discuss some options about what worship might look like going forward. Now we discussed several options and weighed in on them, and the group unanimously decided to continue with parking lot worship and online options through the end of October. But I want to help you understand why the group chose to continue to worship outside and not to move inside yet. First, moving inside comes with risk, and our priority is keeping everyone safe. Second, the CDC, the PA Department of Health, and the Governor's Office, Bishop Morkakoy of the Western PA UMC Conference, along with our insurance company, all require that we follow safety guidelines. Now, Titus chapter 3, verses 1 and 2 says, "Remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always be gentle toward everyone." Now, those guidelines from the authorities above us require certain things: masks, 6-foot social distancing, cleaning of the building before it's used again, and setting up sanitizing stations inside. Mask wearing would be required of all of those attending worship. Now, social distancing drastically reduces our capacity in the sanctuary to about 12 to 15 people, even when factoring in family groups. And using our back room would only add a small number of additional seats. This could not accommodate our usual Sunday attendance, meaning that we would have to divide up attendance in some way, potentially excluding some people, or potentially turning away visitors. Now, another compelling reason to hold off returning to indoor worship is what would change for us during our worship services. According to our conference guidance and safety practices, we would not be able to sing, we wouldn't be able to hug or shake hands, we couldn't pass an offering plate or have communion. Now, some might question why no singing, but singing expels a tremendous amount of aerosols, which is how we know the virus spreads. And so this makes singing a very dangerous activity among a group that's meeting inside. So many of these things that we would need to omit are what we really emotionally connect with during our times of worship. So the question is without them, would church feel like church? And the answer among our group was no. I greatly appreciate the group that gathered together and the prayerful and thoughtful way that they approached the meeting. They processed a lot of information and options. And they thought not only of themselves, but of the church as a whole and its witness to the community. They recognized the many different voices and opinions about the matters at hand, and they prayerfully considered the best options. I wholeheartedly agree with the decision that was made. Now, I recognize that we can't please everybody with every decision, but I want to remind you that the church is not about the building. The church is about the people who are doing the work of God wherever we are. The Holy Spirit is not bound by 4 walls, and nor is the unity of the church built on a building. The unity of the church is built on the love that we share for Jesus Christ, who brought us salvation. I want to encourage all of you, if you are able, to come join us in the church parking lot on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Your church family is there. The Holy Spirit is present, and we enjoy worshiping together. If you're within the range of the radio transmitter, which is probably about the Duke Center Village area, feel free to tune to 88.9 on FM to be able to listen in. And my sermons will continue to be posted on YouTube before 7 a.m. on Sundays. In order to find them, you can search on YouTube for Duke Center United Methodist. Now, your offerings can be dropped off during worship on Sunday mornings or mailed to P.O. Box 301 in Duke Center, zip code 16729. No matter what, I hope that you'll stay connected to your church by participating in worship in the ways that you find comfortable with. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will be glad to be able to answer them in the best ways that I can. Take care, everybody, and I miss you.